Privacy in Motion explores how your personal data fuels billion-dollar systems, while examining who controls the rules of digital privacy and what it truly means to own and protect your identity.
With the Web 2 structure, everybody's data is seen as a natural resource, like oil, that companies like Meta, Google, etc. have the freedom to extract and sell and use for their own businesses.
It is on that sort of, oil kind of level. It's the fight for the control of the future.
Name the number of things you actually truly own, right? And it's pretty much limited to crypto and clothing.
Yeah, not even my NFTs.
Certainly not your NFTs. They're governed by a licensing agreement, but every book you purchase is governed by a license agreement. Every song you purchase, your house, right? You owe property taxes that you don't own it.
Look at the top 7, the Magnificent 7, and how wealthy they've become by monetizing our data. The algorithms they push to you constantly and stream to you, and how ad tech companies benefit from that and push more information to you, and we just consume it. And we're carnivorous about it, and we just consume it, and we assume that's normal.
Every time you use one of these free products, you are the product.
If you had to put a dollar figure on the value of your own personal data, how much would you say it's worth?
Wow. Here's $1 million, my $1.
But a lot of these big tech platforms, they make a lot of money off your data. Like, they sort of say, oh, well, you can use our platform for free, but actually they're selling your data to advertisers. Like, do you think that's fair?
No, but the government lets them do it.
Think about it from the perspective of a user, right? Like, is Facebook worth $70 a month to me? The answer probably is no. But is my data in aggregate worth that much to Facebook? The answer is definitely yes. How much does privacy truly cost? And the answer, time and time again, is people aren't really willing to pay for it, and these platforms aren't willing to take the economic hit.
It's not fair if, Facebook is making money off of my data, my hours that I spend on the platform, and I'm not involved in that conversation at all. And especially if I'm in an emerging economy, that my economy and my community that is feeding the data is not really getting any of the rewards.
If you really do want full self-sovereignty, that's great until someone tries to challenge your sovereignty.
What would we need to do in order to redesign the system so perhaps the users of these digital networks could perhaps profit from sharing their data?
Well, look at Brave. 2 of the Magnificent 7 make a big chunk of their money from ads when you look at Google and Meta, for example. So innovating the privacy enhancement technology that Brave has with BAT token, thinking about that from a Midnight lens, you're already showing a commercial model where they can still get their business model running. Because at the end of the day, when I give you an ad, I want it to be relevant to you because I want you to click it. I don't need to know you, but I, as a consequence of the business model, end up knowing you. But if I can have a situation where I don't have to know anything about you and I get even more effective ads, I'd prefer that reality because it's actually lower risk for me as a company like Google or a company like Meta.
When it comes to your data, who decides what's fair, what's safe, and what's off limits? Governments promise protection, but history tells us they can be both watchdog and weapon. It's time to take privacy into our own hands.